Welcome to Talk Across America. I'm Doug Miles, and we're here in beautiful Sarasota, Florida. And joining us now, great to welcome to our Book Talk segment, author of another great novel in her Lindley novel series, Detective Inspector Thomas Lindley. This one's called The Punishment She Deserves, and we're joined today by best-selling author Elizabeth George on the telephone. And Elizabeth, good to talk with you. How are you?
I'm fine. How are you?
I'm doing great. I know when you write these books, part of the job is, I see your schedule here, you got to go around the country and do a lot of these appearances and talk to people like me. Do you enjoy that part of the job?
Yeah, I do. I mean, I especially enjoy talking to and meeting my readers because they're really the ones that keep my career going by purchasing the books. But they also keep me on my toes. They ask really interesting questions. They frequently give me additional ideas, and it's altogether a really good experience.
Yeah, I was going to say, because from talking to many authors over the years, now with the social media, I'm sure your fans, they write you that they enjoy the book, but I'm sure they probably give you ideas too. So I guess it's a resource in a sense, other than just being, happy customers. That they also help you out, right?
Well, one of the best examples of that is a woman who came up to me at one of my book signings, and this was a number of years ago because the book has been written many, many years in the past. And she asked me if I had any plans to set a book in Lancashire, in England. And I said, is there a particular reason why I should? And she said, yes, it's the witch country. And I gave her a piece of paper and said, write down any place you think I should go. And then that's what I did. I set a book in the witch country. So that kind of thing happens where people will bring up a particular place they think I ought to go check out, or a particular situation that might be worth exploration. That's one of the benefits, I think, of going out and being able to mingle and meet and talk to readers.
Yeah, I know you're looking at your schedule. You've been, I know you're based out in Washington, but you've been Oregon, Minnesota, Kansas, Texas. I think you're heading to Connecticut, Pennsylvania, and back to California. So a nice road trip for you.
Right. Yeah, packing has been interesting since the weather has been all over the place, and I've gone from Houston to up to Connecticut. So that's all part of the schedule. And trying to figure out what I was going to put in my suitcase was really interesting.
Well, let's talk about this book again. For some people may not be aware, but the Thomas Lindley character, Inspector Lindley, has kind of been a great character that people have enjoyed over the years. And this is another one of the adventures of Inspector Lindley. And talk a little bit about. I don't like to give away too much when I talk to authors of novels, but give a little synopsis of the plot in the book.
Well, this particular book, The Punishment She Deserves, takes place in Ludlow, which is in Shropshire, England. And it involves the arrest and subsequent suicide in custody of a deacon from the Church of England. He's been accused of pedophilia, and a similar situation has existed in England for quite some time, as exists in the United States, where the Catholic Church here covered up a great number of situations of abuse. The Church of England did the exact same thing. Right. So because of that, people are highly sensitized to any allegation of pedophilia, and because of that, he's brought in for questioning. He has committed suicide while in custody, which has triggered an internal investigation. The internal investigation doesn't satisfy his wealthy father, who insists through his member of parliament on another investigation. And his member of parliament goes to Scotland Yard, and that's how my guys, Lindley, Havers, and their superior, Isabel Artery, all get involved in this unfolding situation in Ludlow, England.
Yeah. When you kind of combine what happens, in real life with a story like this, I guess you have to do some research as well, right? On top of, you make up things, obviously, create characters and situations, but with a story like this, did you do a lot of research?
Yes, the biggest amount of research really probably had to do with what was going on in England with regard to policing at the time that I was writing the book. They had undergone some really serious cutbacks in the constabulary area where the book takes place, and that consists of 3 counties, Shropshire being one of them. And they had undergone such bad cutbacks, such serious cutbacks, that they had only 1,800 officers left to patrol this vast area. Additionally, many of the police stations in small towns were completely closed. Some were closed and sold off to somebody who wanted to, live in a former police station, I guess, or open a shop. And the local Bobby on the beat that people used to see doesn't, no longer exists. And instead, they have something called Police Community Support Officers, PCSOs. And so knowing all of that gave me some background into who would most likely be on the ground in Ludlow when this situation occurs, and then where would this person be taken and how the whole thing would be handled in a situation where there is no longer, where there are no longer the number of policemen that there used to be. And all that was part of the research as well.
Yeah, it's an interesting part of the job. Even though it's a novel, fiction, you have to kind of incorporate true things. The audience and the readers out there expect that, so that adds to the job, right?
Well, sure. I mean, especially if you're trying to write a contemporary novel.
Right.
A lot of writers choose to set their books, perhaps in the 50s or earlier than that, when there was the local Bobby on the beat, when they didn't have things like, like forensic science and DNA typing and things like that. They were just using fingerprints, fingerprint analysis, and basic gumshoe work. But now, because things have changed so much in the world of policing, I try to make it as realistic as I possibly can. Nobody can make it 100% realistic,
right,
simply because there are way too many people involved, and it would be like writing a Russian novel and have all of these characters. So you really try to give it the flavor of reality rather than make it absolutely spot on realistic.
And again, when you write a series of novels, again, the Inspector Lynley series, that character, I'm sure, grows over the years, changes over the years. Has that happened with this particular character?
Sure, because what I decided when I first began writing the Lynley series was that these characters would grow, change, and develop over time. And because of that actually gave me a little bit more wiggle room than writers have who decide to freeze their characters in time, place, and circumstance. I decided I wanted circumstances to change in these characters' lives, and I decided that I wanted the characters themselves to, as best as I could, have them reflect as much real life alterations in character and growth in character as I could possibly do. And so what's happened, especially in the character of Barbara Havers, that's Lynley's working class partner, I think she's probably undergone the most change because she's really learned the most about what to do about the chip she has on her shoulder. She's a working class person who is given this sort of Aristo as her partner. She hates him in the beginning. She assumes that he is in the position he's in because he sort of slept his way to get there. And she has no real knowledge of him, but learns over the course of the first few books how different he is in reality from the person she had stuck in her imagination. Yeah. So she undergoes, I think, the biggest change in the 20 books.
Well, it's another one of the great series that people really enjoy when you have that character that continues from book to book. This one called The Punishment She Deserves, a Lynley novel. We've been talking with Elizabeth George today. Elizabeth, give out that website once again for people that may not be aware, how they can get more information on the book.
I'm sorry, could you repeat that question?
I was just going to give out your website again for people to get more information about the book.
Oh, my website is ElizabethGeorgeOnline.com. And my Twitter address is @LynleyMysteries. If they want to see my photographs, it's at EGPix, P-I-X.
Great. Elizabeth, pleasure talking to you. Thanks for taking the time. I know you're on the road, but we appreciate it down here in Florida, and hopefully we can talk to you again. Thanks for being with us.
Thank you, Doug. Bye-bye.
Thank you for joining us today on Talk Across America. Please visit our website at dougmilesmedia.com for more great interviews and content. And if you're interested in any of the books we talk about on the program, please click the Amazon link on our website. It helps support the podcast. Thanks for listening. We'll see you again real soon here from beautiful Sarasota, Florida. Thank you for joining us today on Talk Across America. Please visit our website at dougmilesmedia.com for more great interviews and content. And if you're interested in any of the books we talk about on the program, please click the Amazon link on our website. It helps support the podcast. Thanks for listening. We'll see you again real soon here from beautiful Sarasota, Florida.